Madeira is not the stuff your grandmother cooked with. It is not a drink for old men with cigars in their hands. It is not a wine that is too sweet. Madeira is a wine for everyone and every occasion. It's a wine that, with its incredible acidity, excites the palate. It is a wine that can be enjoyed at the start of the evening, with the meal, or afterwards. So join us as we share different types of Madeira and find a style for you. Enjoy this video, give it a like, comment anytime during the video, and subscribe to our channel for more. Madeira is the name of an island and the name of a wine, but Madeira is not the name of the grape. In fact, there are 6 grapes used in Madeira, and each one offers a different style. Before we discuss the different grapes and styles, let's do a quick recap.
Madeira is a dramatically beautiful island that's part of Portugal, but closer to Morocco. More than 45% of the island is mountains or forest, and it's surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. The vineyards are planted on very steep terraces.
Madeira wine has been produced on the island since the 15th century, and today there are approximately 2,000 grape growers, but only 8 producers on the island.
Madeira is unlike any other wine. Not only is it fortified, but it's also both oxidized and pasteurized, and this is what gives Madeira its character.
Madeira can range from dry to sweet. Madeira wines do not have primary aromas of fresh fruits, but rather have secondary and tertiary aromas. Each grape is produced to a different level of sweetness, and the aromas and flavors are all so unique.
The 6 grapes of Madeira are Sercial, Verdelho, Boal, Malvasia, Tinta, Negra, and Terrantez. Stylistically, there are 4 levels of sweetness.
Sercial produces a dry Madeira, and what we have today is the Blandy's 10-year Sercial. This is a wine that retails for $37. So John Blandy founded Blandy's Madeira in 1811, and in 1840, his son Charles Ridpath Blandy purchased the Blandy wine lodges in Funchal, the main city in Madeira. Today, the company is run by Michael and Chris Blandy, members of the 6th and 7th generations. Through recent purchases, the Blandys own 3 properties on the island for a total of 7 hectares, and they produce white grapes only. In addition, they work with 400 growers on the island for a total of 450 hectares. So we have this now, Sercial being the driest style, has these amazing aromas of citrus and like green grass. I mean, are you getting that?
Absolutely.
It's just beautiful. And then on the palate, yes, it's fortified and it's higher in alcohol, but you don't taste the alcohol.
What I'm tasting, what I'm feeling first is this incredible mouth-watering acidity. It's just coating my mouth. And if nuts could have acidity like this would be like a little glass of dice.
Yes.
It's delicious, honestly. And it's such a surprise. I've never had this.
Yeah. So you have Sercial, and what you can do with this is you can pair it with sushi, salads, salty nuts, olives, and charcuterie. I mean, not desserts, but actually savory dishes. And this has the acidity to pair with it and doesn't have the sweetness to overwhelm it. So it's just a gorgeous, fresh Madeira.
Yeah. And look at this color. It's just, it's amber. It's just beautiful. I know. I love it. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Verdelho produces a semi-dry style. And today we're tasting Vinhos Barbeito Savannah Verdelho Special Reserve for $60. Now, Barbeito Madeira was started in 1946 by Mario Barbeito, an accountant. His daughter Manuela joined the family business in 1972 and took over as the export director after her father passed away in 1985. Her son, Ricardo Freitas, joined the business after studying and teaching history. He was named Portugal's best fortified winemaker in 2010. And fun fact, he created the historic series, like this wine, named after port cities that drank Madeira in the 1800s. In addition to Savannah, there is Charleston Sercial, Boston Boal, New York Malmsey, and Baltimore Rainwater. So let's taste. What do you think? Look at this. It's a little bit darker than the one we had before, the Sercial.
Yeah, Verdelho is a little bit darker. It's got a light kind of brown tinge to it, but still these kind of orange and golden colors to it.
Exactly. So
What are you
I
getting
think
on this?
orange peel and guava is beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, that mouth-watering acidity.
Yeah,
and much of the same on the palate.
Yeah, a little more roundness in the mid palate, giving it a little more texture than the brightness of the Sercial. That the Verdelho has a little more roundness, creaminess, which gives it that little bit more sweetness to this wine.
Touch. Not a whole lot,
No.
but some.
And still a wine I would pair with a lot of great foods.
Well, I'm thinking soup. I
Soup.
mean, a butternut squash soup would be so good with this, but oysters too would work.
Yep.
Seafood, a pate, a really rich pate. This would be great with that.
Yeah.
I think.
Ooh, it's making me hungry. Boal produces a medium sweet style. And today we have the Justinos 10-year-old Boal that retails for $55. And the fun thing about this, just to prove a point, is that I have had this wine open for over a year and I enjoy a little bit at a time. And here we are opening it up a year later to sip it. And it just doesn't disappoint. But established in 1870, Justinos Madeira is one of the oldest companies on the island, as well as the largest producer of Madeira. They were founded by Justino Enrique Freitas in 1870. The family-owned company was sold in 1981 to former Army Colonel Sigfredo de Costa Campos, who fell in love with the property and upgraded it. And in 2008, the colonel died, and a French company in 2009, Le Martiniquais, purchased Justinos Madeira. And as I said, this has been open for over a year, which is what you can do with Madeira. And it's got these like toffee and brown sugar notes.
Kind of creme brulee-ish.
Yeah, figs, caramel. I mean, it's just really pretty, but not overwhelming. You still almost can smell the acidity coming out of the glass.
Oh my gosh. Honey, nuts, brown sugar, baklava. This is what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah. Have you ever, like, maybe I did this as a kid a little too much, but taken a spoonful of brown sugar, put it in your mouth and let it melt. Yeah. And as it melts in your mouth, you get this kind of graininess, sweetness, but an acidity, like this freshness. And that's exactly what I get on this. It reminds me of just having like that kind of sweet, acidy brown sugar. And you know, Boal is a medium sweet, and this is a wine that you could pair with tropical fruits, with cheeses, with chocolate even, and just, just delicious. Or maybe it's dessert on its own.
Well, you know, how about apple crisp?
Yeah.
This would be beautiful with an apple crisp.
Absolutely.
Malvasia, also known as Malmsey, produces a sweet Madeira. Today we're drinking Henriques and Henriques Single Harvest Malvasia 2001 that sells for $112. Henriques and Henriques was founded by João Gonçalves Henriques in 1850, followed by a partnership between his sons Francisco and João Joaquim in 1912. With no heirs, the company was passed on to friends and partners in 1968, including Peter Cossart, who made 53 vintages with the company. Humberto Jardim joined H&H as a financial expert and became the general director in 1994. All right, so let's smell this.
Ooh.
Oh, my word. Now, you can smell the sugar. You really can, and it just smells fabulous.
Yeah. It's like aromas of molasses.
Molasses, brown sugar, those just sweetened nuts, you know, those caramelized almonds.
Ooh. On the palate, it's got pungent acidity. It's just...
I know, I'm sorry, guys.
You don't really expect normally with a sweet wine or such a rich fortified wine to have so much acidity to match the sweetness.
And I just had a tiny mouthful, and it is covering my palate from front to back, all around. It is amazing.
Yeah, and it's really amazing because if you're a little intimidated by sweet wines, the acidity, you won't notice how sweet they are because of the acidity.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm thinking gingerbread, molasses cake, spice cake, anything spicy, warm, maybe with a little caramel drizzle over it. But what else? Certainly a pate.
Yeah, and as I go back in, I'm getting a little bit of kind of coffee, caramel notes. So, I mean, what about a coffee cake?
Oh,
What
yeah.
about like an espresso, espresso gelato or something with coffee in it, a dessert with coffee in
How
it?
about a 9 a.m. coffee cake break
Yeah.
with the Malmsey?
Why not start your day with a little Malmsey or any Madeira?
Yeah.
So, wow. In addition to the 4 grapes we've spoken about, there's also the highly prized Terrantez, which was nearly extinct. But if you can get your hands on it, it has notes of white almond and dried fruits, and it has the richness and structure of a Boal, but it also has the acidity of a Verdelho.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is Tinta Negra, and this is the only red grape grown throughout the island, and it's used to produce dry, medium sweet, and sweet wines. But here's the key. No matter how the level of sweetness is, how high, how low, one of the outstanding characteristics is its acidity, as you've seen.
Absolutely. Yes.
The acidity is the freshness of the wine, and it extends the length of the finish and cuts the sugar. The acidity makes Madeira pairable with most food.
And remember, Madeira is indestructible, meaning you can open a bottle today and reopen it again in 5 years and still get a fresh wine.
Madeira excites the palate. It is versatile and delicious, and there is a style for everyone and every dish. So, we hope you enjoyed this video and you are inspired to go out and buy Madeira. Let us know if there's a particular style of Madeira you like. Share your comments, give our video a like, and subscribe to our channel for more. Cheers.
Cheers.